Unless you've been living under a rock for a few decades, you'll have read or at least be familiar with Terry Pratchett. His works such as The Colour of Magic, Mort, Guards, Making Money, Discworld are peak fantasy fiction. They're full of humour, adventurous, fun and teeming with awesome characters. Incidentally, they've also proven to be a great source of roleplay inspiration for my ongoing fantasy campaign. In the Discworld graphic novels, The Colour of Magic and The Light Fantastic, both adapted by Scott Rockwell, you get Pratchett's fantastical come to life. In The Colour of Magic, the story follows the wizard Rincewind, if you can call him a wizard, as he plays guide to Twoflower, a high-profile tourist and insurance broker who happens to be incredibly rich, incredibly naive, and of great diplomatic importance. Rincewind must keep him safe, which turns out to be easier said than done. Around them, various factions share various goals, some more random than others. Peace among nations, establishing the sex of the Great Atun, the giant turtle that carries the whole of Discworld on its back. As I said, random. What follows is a chaotic, breakneck, not literally, yarn with barely any time in between for the characters or reader to catch their breath. Not a dull moment in sight. Whether it's burning down entire cities, riding dragons that only exist if you imagine them, or befriending a barbarian with a talking sword, Rincewind and his companions are in a constant state of winging it, not forgetting he's being chased by death and played like pawns on a chessboard by the gods and goddesses of Discworld. You could argue there's too much going on, but the pacing is great and the characters and scenarios they find themselves in are so fun, you really don't notice. Stephen Ross's artwork looks like a childhood dream, like he's been waiting his whole life to draw Terry Pratchett. There is so much love and care and detail on every page, so much colour, so much light, it's there in bucket loads. Ross really did take these titles literally. Rincewind is drawn constantly stressed, which is hilarious. The poor mage just can't catch a break. Twoflower, in contrast, appears to be having the time of his life. They have some fun companions along the way, Hrun, Cohen, Bethan, but ultimately it's the wizard and the thorn in his side that lead the story. In The Light Fantastic, which continues from The Colour of Magic, Rincewind finds himself hunted by pretty much everyone, all side characters bar the ones he's travelling with. Wizards of the Unseen University want the spell that's lodged in his head, a magic-resistant mob fearing the end of Discworld, a herd of druids creating modern-day tech from standing stones. Honestly, it's like 10 role-playing scenarios rolled into one. Pratchett couldn't decide which one to run, so he's running them all. I like his style. There's so many unique ideas in these stories, that's really what makes them great, along with the humour and general sense of fun. One of my favourites being the travelling shop owned by a shopkeeper cursed by a disgruntled customer for not having an item in stock. Clearly he had no complaints process in place. Ultimately, The Light Fantastic is the end of Discworld as we know it. Or is it? These stories are colourful, magic, light and fantastic. Exactly what they say on the tin. I love the hijinks, I love the characters and I love the artwork. My collection is pretty horror heavy, so some buffoonery and tales of high adventure was a nice change. Let me know your thoughts on Pratchett. Which of his stories have you read? I'll put a link to a list of his work in the description should you wish to get started. There are a lot to cover. Have a good time and as always, have fun storming the castle. Thanks very much for listening. If you'd like to contact us or check out what we've been up to, you can find us on Twitter, Instagram and Facebook. If you enjoyed the video today, please do like it, subscribe to the channel and ding the bell to receive notifications about new videos. See you in the next one.